is NSCREEN Noise. My name is Colin Dixon, founder and chief analyst at NSCREEN Media, and today is June 7th, 2019. Information continues to dribble out about Jeffrey Katzenberg's new mobile-first video service, Quibi. Now, the idea behind Quibi is that Mr. Katzenberg is going to recruit a whole bunch of grade A Hollywood talent to create movies that will be released through the service in 10-minute episodes. Now, they are targeting the 25 to 34-year-olds, and they're busy filling out the calendar of content with reality TV and a whole bunch of other stuff to make it nice and interesting for that audience. And they plan to provide a uniquely mobile perspective with this service. So, for example, they are supporting both horizontal and vertical viewing modes, and in fact they say they're going to be shooting some shots that will look remarkably like the view that you get when you're in a video chat with somebody on a smartphone. So the idea is to make this service subscription and ad supported, so they'll have dual revenue streams coming in. Now, Mr. Katzenberg is pretty realistic about what he thinks the opportunity for this service is. He said, "What we're setting out to do falls somewhere between improbable and impossible. That just happens to be our home address, and we love it." Now, despite the long shot status of this service, Hollywood absolutely loves it. It's raised $1 billion, and many of the major studios, including Disney, NBC Universal, Sony Pictures Entertainment, Viacom, Warner Media, Lionsgate, MGM, ITV from the UK, have all come in to put money into this venture, and even Alibaba, the internet giant from China, has put part of that $1 billion into this solution. So, boy, Hollywood seems to love this idea, even though it's a long shot. But you know, there was a decision made by the company that I think it makes it even a bigger long shot than it was before. So this week, what the announcement from the company was that though they had previously said it was going to be a mobile first, but also available on connected TVs, they say now it's going to be mobile only, so only on mobile devices. So that's no support for Roku or Apple TV or Fire TV. And it's not even clear if people will be able to cast their mobile screen onto their televisions as they can with many services, many other services. Now, new data from eMarketer actually might suggest that this was not a bad decision at all, because the company says for the first time Americans spent more time on their smartphone than they did watching their televisions. They said that they spent 3 hours and 43 minutes per day on their smartphone and 3 hours and 35 minutes per day watching television. So that's 8 minutes less there watching TV. But here's the thing. It's mostly not on video when they're using their smartphones. In fact, video provides a really small part of what we're doing on our smartphones throughout a day. For example, looking at Nielsen data, particularly for the 18 to 34-year-olds, which is right in the demographic that Quibi is targeting, they spend 4 times as much time in social media as they do watching video. What does this mean for Quibi? Well, it means that Quibi has to take time from juggernauts like YouTube and Facebook in order to get people to watch the Quibi content. So that's going to be a pretty big challenge, because the reach of the social platforms is just enormous. Almost all of the demographic that they are aiming at is already spending a large amount of their time in social on smartphones. So that is one really tough piece. As well, this is a very distraction-driven platform. You're being interrupted constantly by alerts from all sorts of apps all over the place. So keeping people's attention, even for 10-minute segments, is a real challenge on a smartphone. Unfortunately, it gets even worse. The truth is that few consumers are a single screen viewer. They have multiple screens in their lives and they use them a lot. And the age group that Quibi is targeting, the 25 to 34-year-olds, is no different. In fact, if you look at that age group, and I looked at Nielsen data actually for the 18 to 34s, what you find out is that yes, the smartphone and smartphone video is very important for that age group. And in fact, 3/4 of that age group do watch video on their smartphones. But they also love the connected television. 43%, and this is data from Q2 2018, so it's likely that that's even deeper penetrated. 43% love the connected television. The other thing is, young people love to binge. 3/4 of them watch 3 or more episodes in a single sitting versus 60% for the rest of the population. And that means sitting, holding that smartphone in whatever orientation you are for 30 minutes or more, watching these back-to-back Quibi episodes. And the truth is, when you're binge viewing, you probably want to be on the television. And if this content is as good as Jeffrey Katzenberg thinks it's going to be, not only will you want to binge view it, you'll want to view it with other people. And the best way to do that? Well, sit down around the television. Unfortunately, they will not be able to do that. And that, I'm afraid, just doesn't reflect the reality of the way people watch video today. We are multi-screen viewers and we expect to be allowed to watch video on the screens that we want, not what somebody else chooses for us. And unfortunately, I think that makes Quibi, which was a long shot, an even longer shot. Anyway, if it turns out that that is indeed true, we'll be reporting here on NSCREEN Noise. We'll see you again next time.